Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's episode is quite special. As you can see in my layout, I wanted to share with you part of the solar system where you can see here on the left Mercury planet. So this episode is dedicated to Mercury planet. Why? Because in the month of April we have Mercury that is going backwards, meaning Mercury is retrograde from 4th of April till 25th of April. So my intention today is to give you some hints on how to navigate life and business at your best, let's say. So if you're ready, let's start. Many people are saying that Mercury is creating a lot of disruption in their lives. Why? So let me go back a bit and explain. So Mercury is the planet that represents the planet. The archetype of Mercury is communication. So going backwards, you might indeed experience some disruption in terms of communication, in terms of short travel. And many people are saying also that there is this saying all around the world, please don't sign any contract, don't buy any new electronic devices. Why is that? Let me explain better. So it's not that you don't need to sign a contract. I mean, if you need to sign a contract, try to avoid Mercury retrograde. Why? Simply because you might need, first of all, to read it carefully, and then you might see many small things that you need to be adjusted. And so there will be a lot of, let's say, annoying back and forth until you reach to sign finally the contract. So because the contract need a lot of readjustment, let's say. Same things for the electronic devices. It's advisable not to buy any new electronic devices during all the month of April. But if you have two, let's say you might experience some glitches. You might experience maybe that some part of the hardware might be not functioning properly. So also here you might experience some frustration because you will need to go back to the shop, or you might need to call the assistants to understand and troubleshoot about your issue. But it's not always like that. We have also 5 main themes that are really positive that you can do during Mercury retrograde, and I will explain you in a while. I wanted now to give you just a quick update on how we are talking about, why we are talking about Mercury retrograde. So there are other planets in the solar system that are going backwards. But let's say you need to remember that Mercury retrograde is always happening 3 times, at least 3 times a year. And its duration is more or less 3 weeks, you need to count. If we don't, 3 weeks. You keep in mind 3 weeks. There are some astrologers that are counting also the shadow effect. But overall, let's say it's 3 weeks about this effect. And we had the first Mercury retrograde that was ended the 4th and the 2nd of January. Now the second will be in April, 4th and 25th of April. The third will be in August, and the fourth will be between November and December 2024. So keep it in mind. Put this time slot in the agenda so that you know and you pay attention and you can rewatch this video to understand what is going to happen during that period. Saying that, I was saying before that there are some themes that are really positive during this period, and I prepare in that sense a slide for all of you to go through all the details of this slide. Let me share my screen. So we have 5 main themes during Mercury retrograde. The first one is The title is Be Born Ready. What does it mean that? Let's say Mercury, as I said before, might impact your travel. So you might have some travel delays or some technologies trouble. For example, you need to launch a video conference with someone and there is something that is not working. There are some glitching popping up and you cannot understand why. So instead to get frustrated, just be prepared about that. Double check any details and I always advise, for example, to download a podcast in case you get stuck somewhere because the train got cancelled or the flight got cancelled, and of course make sure your passport is up to date. Second theme, Mercury retrograde is inviting us to slow down. So if you can take some days off and turn off also your phone because you might in any case experience something. So it is perfect time for peace, for reflection, and a total digital detox. Third theme, avoid to launch any new business project. I mean, avoiding is almost impossible, but let's say, like I was stating before, for any contracts, agreement, and so on, it's an excellent time to revisit an old agreement, or it's an ideal time actually to give a project a second chance or finish something that you started a while back. It's not really useful to launch really a new business, if you can postpone it, because it's not really a good period because Mercury is representing a communication, so it's not really a good period to do self-promotion because your message might be not well received or misunderstood. Then saying that for team, during Mercury retrograde, because it's going backwards, you may experience on a less, let's say, on a less positive side, you might expect a text from your ex. And here I would advise that don't fall in the same old cycle because it's not about you, but it's about Mercury going backwards. On a positive level, let's say you might maybe be contacted on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn to an old friend. By an old friend from maybe high school, from university, and that might be a really nice time to reconnect with an old friend from university. Why not? Last but not least, watch your words. Why? Because Mercury is in Aries, and Aries, as we stated in a previous video, is a really fiery sign. It's a really direct sign. So because we have also Mercury in Aries, you might be quite impulsive during this period. You might be quite direct with your words, but here again, pay attention not to fire any angry email, not to be too direct to a friend or to your boss, because you might pay back when in May, when Mercury will go will stop to be to go backwards. So avoid any kind of drama, let's say. Saying that, it's also an important period overall, according to my experience, for healing. So any kind of self-discovery program, self-discovery session that you can have with a therapist will be really valuable. For example, I can name a few. For example, I have a personal program. If you want to subscribe, you can contact me in the email that you can see in the description below. I have a program about a really good self-discovery program that is called Astrology for the Soul, but you can also go to another kind of program to heal maybe the roots of your family. So you might subscribe to a program, to some lesson about family constellation, or it's really also a good period for journaling. So to put down on a paper, on a diary, all your emotion that you felt so far and how you can move forward since we just got the eclipse season, how we can move forward, and we will have also a new big one the 8th of April, but I will dedicate another video for that. Let's say journalists will be really an important tool to really process your emotion. So take really time during the month of April to recharge, to reflect, to focus on your healing, and you will be fine. You will absolutely fine. So I trust this information was really useful for you. And let's say, remember that if you are experiencing some issue with your Wi-Fi, if you are experiencing some glitches on your mobile, like I got already today, and I'm in pre-shadow Mercury Retrograde, or if you got if your train was cancelled, it might be worth checking that is nothing about you, but checking what is going on in the cosmos. So this is why I share this video with all of you, and I trust this information was really useful. And if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe. My channel is growing. I'm really happy. So we are reaching 400 people. So please, it will help me to put more content. If you can subscribe, and also let me know in the comment what is happening for you during Mercury retrograde. Ciao!